thanks for taking a look at my video. I hope you get something out of it. If you do, then please feel free to give it a thumbs up, and also go ahead and click that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's get into it. This is going to be a review on the Feiyu G5 gimbal handheld, and I'll just give you a little background. The reason I ended up looking for a gimbal is because I just recently got back from an Alaskan cruise, and I used my GoPro Hero 5 quite a bit, shot quite a bit of video. And once I got back here and really got back home and took a look at it, that's when I realized how shaky it was. But also my hand tends to shake quite a bit, which just adds to it. And even with the stabilization feature turned on the GoPro, there was still quite a bit of noticeable shake that was involved with the filming. So with a trip to Durango coming up here in the next couple weeks, I decided that I wanted to get something to help capture the scenery that I was going to see and the things that I was going to do in a more stable format, and therefore I started looking into handheld gimbals to try and stabilize that. And after all my reading, I really started looking first at the GoPro Karma, and I was really impressed with what I was reading about it and what I saw as far as reviews and actual footage from the usage of it. But the major drawback for me was the battery life. I was hearing and reading anything from 1.5 hours to 2 hours. And I really wanted something that would last longer. And then I stumbled across the Feiyu G5, and with the option, or not the option, but with it holding battery life for up to 8 hours, that was a big bonus and a plus on my end that really drew me towards it. And then after continuing to read reviews and look at videos on how it operated and everything, I really started to feel like this was the one for me. Therefore, I bought it, and I've been out and I've ran some test footage on it just around the neighborhood here. And so far, I'm really impressed with what I've seen, especially with how much my hands shake. I'll get into the footage here in a little bit, but first let's go ahead and break down what you get when you... All right, everyone, here is the Feiyu G5 handheld gimbal. Now, just to be clear on which one this one is supposed to be version 2, or the new updated version. I know he's got a glare on that, but this is the new version. And what's new about it is a trigger lock button and some padding to try and dissipate the motor noise, which I'll show you that here in a second. But as far as what comes in the box itself, it comes with an instruction manual and a registration card. So that's with it. And of course, you get the handheld gimbal, you get the battery, you get the counterweight, and this counterweight is for the GoPro Hero 5 Black. Because of the weight that's associated with it, they had to add an extra counterweight for it. You also get a USB charging port cable, or it comes with a port obviously, but you get the charging cable to charge the battery. You also get a cable that will allow you to charge your GoPro battery from the battery in the gimbal. So I actually like that feature. Like I said, one of the main reasons I bought this one, or one of the big reasons, was due to battery life being lasting up to 8 hours versus other ones that I saw were, less than stellar as far as battery life. But being able to charge your GoPro directly from this is also an added bonus in my opinion. Then you've got another charging cable, this for different type of cameras, because obviously this isn't just specific to the GoPro. It'll accommodate other cameras, so there's different ones to accommodate those as well. And then you also get 2 more mounting screws for the bracket that holds the camera in place. I believe these ones are shorter than the actual ones that are on the gimbal right now. So just to show you, when I said this was the upgraded version, just to show you what the upgrades are, right here there is a trigger button, And that trigger button allows you to, if you're panning the gimbal, but you don't want it to move, you want it to lock in place, you just hit that and it locks the camera in place and it won't pan it and it won't go down, it won't shoot up. It just locks it directly in the direction that it's facing when you press this. And until you release this trigger lock button, it'll hold that position. So that's kind of a nice little feature. It just locks it in place and it's not gonna move. So that's a nice little feature that's been added from the previous model. And then the other is they've added some padding that is right here and also runs here as well as here and here. So this is supposed to dissipate motor noise or help with it. Whether or not it actually does it, how well it does it, I'm not 100% sure because I didn't own the older model. But so if anybody has any information as far as how noisy the older model might have been, if you want to leave a comment or anything, feel free. But basically that's the improvements that have been done to this V2 or version 2 or updated model, is the padding and the trigger button. When you flip it over, you've got your joystick is on the older model. Nothing's really changed on this side. So you've got the joystick that allow you to manually pan, pitch, and pan up, pan down, pan left and right. You've got your mode button right here. Obviously that lets you switch between lock, follow me, selfie mode, and then obviously the four taps will bring you back to the default setting. This right here is your selfie. This one, if you're just shooting and you want to whip it around and shoot a selfie, then you just press that and hold it and it turns the camera around and it'll hold it on you until you release it and then it'll automatically pan it back around the other direction. So like I said, this thing comes with a counterweight that is specifically designed for the GoPro Hero 5. So we'll go ahead and put that on. And it's just as easy as that right there. You just screw that and tighten it down. And now the counterweight is on and it's ready to go. So, and how you put the battery in is you just take this, you unscrew the handle, take the battery, place it in the handle, and then you just screw it back on. Now the recharging port, or the charging port for the battery, is right here. It just peels up like so, and that's how you charge it right there. Now it also can mount to a tripod on the base. It's got the threaded adapter that'll let you mount it directly to a tripod, so you could actually shoot time lapse, or this thing's got an auto rotation that you can set and it'll automatically start panning in one direction, or you can set it up to do motion from one particular starting point and set it to do a pan and up, down, left, right, and it'll follow that once you start it and finish it. So that's pretty cool that it's able to adapt to a tripod right off the bat. So I really do like that feature. Now, as far as the place to plug in to charge your camera if you needed to, is right here behind where the gimbal, or where the camera mounts to the gimbal. So you can run it from here and then directly into your camera. So it's pretty, that's why the cord's so short, because it doesn't have that far to go. But it's just got a rubber bushing that pushes back into it and covers it all up. And obviously, I think if anybody knows, these are splash proof, but they are not waterproof. So I wouldn't recommend totally submerging it, but it is splash proof, and so it can get rained on, water tossed on it, whatever. But I don't, as far as full submersion goes, I don't think that would be in the best interest. So basically, to mount the camera, you're going to unscrew these. and remove the bracket. They said there's multiple ways you can mount these. Obviously, a lot of people mount, I think from what I've seen, because your power button on the GoPro's here. So if you mounted it this way, then it's against the motor and it's turned in where you can't access the power button. If you wanted to do quick shot, obviously you could just hit that, start filming, hit it again to turn it off. So you can technically still work the camera, you just can't go to photo, burst, time lapse if the GoPro is mounted in like this. So I think that's a detraction for some. To me, it's not that big of a deal because a lot of people just take the camera and go like this. And when you mount it like this, your power button, function button is still accessible. So to get the camera mounted, you take this bracket and you place it back over like so. Get these tightened down. And that is how you get the camera mounted into the gimbal. Now, the only bad thing about this is it doesn't bother me because this is my first gimbal. I'm really enjoying it so far. But I guess for some, because you can't go a full 360 with it this way, to some people that's a detraction and it's a turn off, or it's been a complaint. But you know, for what this thing's used for and what I use it for, this thing is great. I'm liking it a lot so far. All right, so here it is, camera's mounted. And as you can see, it is holding position. And now I'm just going to stand up and you can see it pan. All right. Now that was just the reset back to default. As you can see, it's just going to face forward. This is panning follow mode. So wherever I turn it, it's going to turn. And like I said, you can speed the panning process up by going into the app by downloading the app Feiyu on and going that way. Now this is the all follow mode where you can see it's panning up. And then I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to go forward, and then I'm going to go 3, and you get the selfie mode. And then if you go 1, 2, 3, it spins it back around. And then, like I said, the joystick. Joystick will pan around. The selfie mode, or the button, like I said, you just spin it around, and when you're done, you release it and it kicks back. All right, this is running. Also, I know I forgot to mention, this thing is like a solid piece of equipment. It is metal. There's like a soft silicone that's right around the base from here to here. So, I mean, it's comfortable in the hands. I got some big hands, and um, I'm still figuring this thing out as far as what all it can do and which way the functions are, but I'm looking forward to using it in Colorado. Obviously, if anybody's got any tips or tricks or anything that might give me some better insight into this, obviously feel free to comment below. I appreciate any kind of advice or any kind of further information that I might not be aware of as far as this gimbal's concerned. And also, if anybody found this interesting or if you liked it, then please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Everyone have a great day, and thanks again for watching.